Let's go check it out, Stephen.
And I am your host of FabFit TV. I help women to break free of a doubt-free and rule-free life so they can live a life of infinite possibilities. So today, I want to still keep on the theme of how do we diet in 2019? How do we get the results that we are looking for? And so I wanted to talk about the dreaded plateau. We've all faced it, we've all had it, and we've all just been like, what can we do? What can we do? And what I see time and time again is that when you hit that wall where, you know, the scale's not budging, you're not seeing any change in the scale, you're not seeing any change in your physique, you're like, time to up that cardio, strap myself to that treadmill, strap myself to the strap mill, and I'm just gonna live off of Diet Coke and rice cakes. Anyone? Anyone? Yeah. Been there, done that, and I got the multiple t-shirts for that. So, I want you to think about how you feel when you increase all this exercise and you decrease all your calories. You are craving like a, insert the dirty word, this is public TV, so we gotta keep it clean here. You're craving like a crazy person. You might be a little witchy, and you're just like, you're trying to figure it out, and you're going nutso, right? And you're clicking and scrolling, you're asking everyone, and they're all telling you to do these things. And I'll tell you that for a bit, dropping my calories and increasing my exercise is gonna work until it doesn't. Because I want you to think about, you know, everyone talks about our metabolism. And my metabolism is fast, my metabolism is slow, my metabolism is, you know, out to lunch, whatever it is. But I want you to think about when, as a person, someone pushes you to your limit, just pushes you to the limit, you just either lose your stuff or you ground your heels in and you're not gonna budge. And that is what our body does when we, you know, try to force it into submission. It's just like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I don't care how much you starve me. I don't care how many hours of cardio you do. I don't care how many hours you're at the gym. I'm not moving. It is like a stubborn 2-year-old. It's that kid that's laid out on the floor and you're just like, I wanna walk away right now and give this kid to the circus. So in order to get that kid up off the floor, you're gonna do anything, right? You're like, what can I do? This is like, you're just mortified, but then you're also like, but he's my kid. I gotta pick him up. So that's how your body is. So let's pick your body up off the floor. And now I'm gonna tell you to do something that you're gonna be like, record scratch, like the earth has stopped spinning on its axis kind of thing. And I'm gonna tell you to eat less and exercise less. Yeah, you heard me right. You're gonna eat less and you're gonna exercise less. Now, you're already like in the eat less. You're like, yeah, I got that. What are you talking about? It's all me. I could do that. But the exercise less, girl, you crazy. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, so the strategy behind that is that our metabolism, our body has just been beaten into submission. So do you know what it's like when you've just had like a week and you're just like dead on your feet and you're just like, you can't wait for the weekend and you just want, like the whole weekend you're like, I am not leaving my couch, I am not getting out of my pajamas, I just want to chill and watch everything on Netflix until I have to call Netflix and say, you need more stuff because I've just watched it all. Have you ever been in that state? That's the state your body gets when you have just been like beating it into submission. It's just like, uncle, like I surrender, I can't give you any more. I need a break. And when you go into the eat less, exercise less, that's exactly what you're doing. right? You're giving your body this break. You are, basically putting your body on the DL, right? You're letting it, rehab and recover. So it's letting you repair that metabolic damage. It's letting you start to get reacquainted with your body, reacquainted with what hunger feels like, reacquainted with what rest feels like, reacquainted with how your body's supposed to function when you're not trying to push it into a place it doesn't want to be. And so when I'm able to give my body this rest, my hormones start to balance out. My mood starts to increase. My sleep starts to increase. I am now a person that people want to be around. I am now not feeling like I'm that girl with the rice cakes and the Diet Coke who's on a diet and I can't do a darn thing until my diet, gives me the 30 pounds or whatever you're looking for. So I know for a lot of people, this was like, what are you talking about? But trust me, one of the things I'll tell you is that it helps to reset your expectations of what your body's capable of. It helps you to chill out. It helps you to ease into, I am where I am and I can't force change. Okay, so think of it like this. If you've ever saved for something, you've saved for a house, you saved for a vacation, whatever it is. Your paycheck is only as big as your paycheck is, and you can only allocate but so many dollars towards this vacation or towards this house, right? And you never, you never say that you want to go on, save for a house and you can only save, say, $100 a week. I don't ever hear anyone saying, march into your boss's office and be like, I need more money because I need to save for a house. And your boss is like, sure, here you go. That doesn't really ever happen. That's what you do for to your body. When your body doesn't give you what it wants, you literally march down the office and you're like, you need to give me more results. And if you don't give me more results, I'm going to do more stuff to force you to give me more results. Right? It's like picketing your body, but you're literally exercising your body into submission, and it doesn't want to give it to you. So with this eat less, exercise less, it's giving your body a much needed break. So how does that work for you? How does this work? So you're eating 3 meals, okay? And it goes back to when I was a kid, we grew up and you had three square meals a day. You had breakfast, you had lunch, and you had dinner, okay? And you had big spaces of time between each meal. And the big spaces of time between each meals gives your digestive tract time to rest. It's not always digesting. It's, you eat, it digests, it has some rest time. You eat, it digests, you have some rest time. And so I want you to think about, I want you to pick a time that you're going to stop eating in the evening. Now, this isn't about, if I eat calories after 6 o'clock, it's going to go right to my butt. Malarkey. I'm saying if I have dinner every night at 8 o'clock. It's just, I try my best to get dinner on the table before 8 o'clock. It just don't happen. So I eat at 8 o'clock. And I don't eat again until anywhere between 12 and 1 in the morning, or 12 and 1 in the afternoon. So I give myself a good, 12 hours of my digestive tract just like chilling out. But 8 hours of those I'm sleeping. So it's really only 4 hours that I'm not eating. And it's just literally just taking my digestive system and just giving it a big old rest. And I was that person. I ate 5 to 6 meals a day, and I never really gave my metabolism or my digestive system a chance to rest and recover, only when I was sleeping. So this is another way to kind of help reboot my system. Then with the workouts, I know this is for a lot of people who like to work out, this is going to be like, whoa. And for me, it was totally whoa for me. The workouts are going to be 2 to 3 times a week. That's it. The rest of the time, you're going to just focus on movement. And in last week's episode, I talked all about what movement is. And it's basically, in a nutshell, if you got a Fitbit, trying to hit those 10,000 steps a day and just moving, acts of daily living. And I go into greater detail, and I'll put the link in the show notes so you guys can reference it. But it's movement. And then the other part is just really focusing on rest and restoration. And that is, besides the leisure walks, like, because when you're getting your 10,000 steps, it's not power walking. It's just, walking at a leisurely pace. It's doing infrared saunas. It's doing cryotherapy. I know it's winter, and the thought of you going from a freezing cold outside to a freezing cold inside, you're like, why would I sign up for that? Trust me, I've done it. Believe it or not, 3 minutes goes by pretty fast. And, I'd say I'm cold, like my knees and my ankles get cold by like 2 minutes in, and then I have like a minute. So then I just kind of like, you can do anything for a minute. So I just power through. The sauna, I find it to just be like, I feel like I'm drunk when I get out of that. I'm just so like chill 5,000 when I come out of the sauna. But it's a great experience. It's just 100% stress reduction. Taking naps. It's being more mindful. It's loving your pets. It's loving your partner. It's whatever you do to relax. It could be watching TV, whatever it is, but it's all about how do I just rest and recover my body is the main focus of during this period where you're eating less and you're exercising less. And this period will last for 4 weeks. So during, for 4 solid weeks, you're, getting in 2 to 3 workouts a week, and you are eating 3 meals a day. And these workouts, they're not like, because I only have 3 workouts, like I need to like hit it hard. It's like, yes, I want you to lift. I want there to be a little metabolic work in there, but it's not like I'm going to the gym for 2 hours and I'm killing it. That's not what it is. The focus of it is that I want you to work out so that you maintain your muscle mass, so that you're not just sitting around, like veal. You are, still, lifting heavy weights to maintain that muscle mass so that when we get to the next phase, which is eat more, exercise more, you haven't, taken a few steps back. You've maintained the strength that you've had, and now in this eat more, exercise more phase, we're able to start focusing on the muscle build. And so with the muscle build, so during the eat less, exercise less, the focus is on how do we force the body to focus in on fat, the stored fat that we have in our body. And some of us may have more or less stored fat, but it's really like, how do I get into those, really tap into those fat stores? And by spacing out my meals, it's causing my body to reset my leptin levels, which is what tells my body that I'm full, reset my ghrelin levels, which tells my body that I'm hungry, and then it also helps to reset my insulin receptors, because when my insulin receptors are like on high alert, it's always telling me I need to eat more food, because it's like, hey, I'm insulin, I'm out here, I need to do something. Where the fasting, the resting, takes all of those pieces and just kind of chills them out and gets them back to their normal levels. Now in this eat more, exercise more phase, my focus is like, okay, now let's again keep the body guessing. We're having 3 meals. Now we're going to go back to we're going to work out a little bit more. We're going to put a little bit more food into our system. And so with the food that I'm putting into my system now, up to 4 meals a day, and I'm going to equally space them out throughout my day. And the focus on food for both sets of both cycles is soups, scrambles, stir fries, and shakes. And if you just think of that's your focus, where if you think about what comprises those things, so you basically have protein, you basically have vegetables. Like that's like the first two components of your meal. Then we're gonna go to fat. We're talking good fats. So people are like, oh, I cook in my fat. For this time, I don't want you to cook in fat. For your stir fries, I want you to like use chicken broth. Thank you. Like my brain was just like, I want you to use a chicken broth for your stir fries, and then afterwards, after you've cooked the vegetables, then you can throw in some of your good fat in once the vegetables have cooked, once the meat has cooked. So that's the focus. I want to focus on protein. I want to hit the vegetables, and I want the fibrous vegetables. So fibrous vegetables are like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, those that kind of have that hearty, sticking with you type vegetable. There's no vegetable that's off limits to you. Then I'm going to move to my good fats, and I want you to focus on oils versus the nuts and the nut butters, and use olive oil sparingly. Olive oil is great, but it has a lot of omega-6, and in our diet we get a lot of omega-6s. So if you go to any grocery store, you'll see a plethora of oils. Pick any oil with the exception of corn, vegetable, soy, and peanut. Then you can start bringing in some of your starchy vegetables. So the starchy vegetables would be like beets, butternut squash, acorn squash, spaghetti squash, those kind of things. So I want you to focus on the protein and the vegetables first, and then pay attention to your hunger, pay attention to your energy, and that will tell you, what to do with fat and what to do with starch. And that the same premise holds true for the eat more, exercise more. But with the eat more, exercise more, I want you to make sure that because we're exercising, you're really paying attention to where you have that starchy vegetable. And that starchy vegetable should be in the morning and around your workout time. So if, some people work out in the morning, so, you would have your starchy in the morning, and then I would have a starchy the meal after my workout. If I work out in the evening, I would have my starch in the morning, and then I would have my starch in the evening after my workout, because it is the combination of protein and starch that help to, it's the starch that helps start the chemical process to do the energy in your body, and it's the protein that helps that when after exercise your muscle bellies are open for about 20 to 30 minutes post exercise for it to absorb the protein to help you build and repair. So all during both of these processes, you're paying attention to your hunger, your energy, and craving, because that's what's going to dictate, whether you add a little bit more food or you pull back a little on your exercise. Because if you try to push your exercise and not do anything with your food, you're going to be back in that, craving cyclone, and that craving cyclone sucks. In the eat more, exercise more, you're going to go to 4 workouts, and these are, I want you to think about, they're metabolic workouts. They're, strength workouts, but you're also building in a little bit of plyometric work, so that you're lifting heavy weights, but I'm also, taxing my my energy when I work out, so that I'm breathing heavy, I'm sweating, and I'm like, all right, I did a great job. But it's not about, I need to PR this workout. No, it's just like, I want to leave and just say, you know what, I had a great workout, and leave the room. But at the same time, while I'm, increasing my exercise and I'm still keeping up with my movement, I still want to make sure I'm getting in those 10,000 steps every day. I still want to make sure that I'm, managing my stress. I still want to make sure that I'm managing my sleep, because I'll tell you, regardless of what protocol you follow, if you're not getting great sleep and you are a stress ball, everything goes out the window. Your body does not do well with prolonged stress and prolonged lack of sleep. It just, your body's just like, I don't like it. And so sleep and stress are always going to be, I got to focus on that, because regardless of what I do, I'm not going to get the result. And so as I was talking about, as you go through these process, so the first one, exercise less, eat less, that's about 4 weeks. So it's a 4 solid week. And then you're going to do 2 weeks of eat more, exercise more. And then you're going to go to 2 weeks, eat less, exercise less, until you've reached your desired physique goals. And you're just literally going back and forth. And the goal here is to keep your body going, like, what is she doing? What's happening here? I don't know, because our body is adaptive. It's very adaptive. And as soon as it figures out that we're dieting, it's going to be like, oh girl, we've been here. I'm not giving what you want. I'm just going to sit here on the side of the road, and I'm going to smoke my cigarette and have a scotch, and watch you run around the gym like a crazy person. And I'm not going to do a darn thing, because you've put me through hell and I'm done being in hell. That's how your body talks to you. I'm not sure if your body's like a 80-year-old woman, drinking Dubonnet and smoking like Pall Malls. So the focus for you is, keep your body guessing, and then focus on the protein. When I talk protein, I know some people, if you're plant-based, vegan, whatever, it's still start with your protein, then move to the vegetable, and then we talk about the fats, and then we, sprinkle in the carbs, and the fruit. For me, I'm not that person who ever believes that a food group is off limits. I'm more about, at certain times, based on your goal, your choices change, but all food groups always will have a place in your diet. For me, I need to have fruit. Fruit keeps me from eating. Fruit is like a buffer food for me. Fruit keeps me from eating just junk candy. So if I have, some blueberries in my house, if I have a banana in my house, I can eat that, and that just, it takes the edge off of me seeking out, Reese's peanut butter cups or M&Ms or jelly beans. If I have the two of those, I have like, a handful of blueberries, or I have a banana with some nut butter on it, I'm good. It just, it tames the craving monkey, and I'm able to move forward. But again, you have to, during this period is when you kind of really start to become the investigator. I want you to think about like CSI, you look at the chalk outline, and they're like looking at well, the guy must have broken in through the window, and then he did this, then he did that. That's what I want you to think about when you're going through the process. And the key here is that we're focusing on repairing and rebuilding our metabolism, so that our metabolism has that flexibility, so that we don't ever hit these plateaus anymore. Or when we see ourselves getting into that plateau, you're like, you know what? I see the plateau ahead, and I know how to make this left turn in order to avoid that plateau. I see another plateau, I know how to make a right turn. And so that's where I want you to start thinking about, the more I can get in tune with my body, the more I can avoid plateaus in the first place. And so, for me, going through this cycle isn't a lot. When I work with my clients through the cycle, it's not about the number on the scale. For me, I want you to think about, what does your physique look like? Are you looking to, reduce the size of your thighs? Are you looking to reduce some belly fat? Are you looking to get some more shape in your body? And by shape, that's where you build muscle. And, fat makes you fluffy, where muscle, kind of like, if this was like a fat body, muscle kind of shrinks you in. And so that's where I really want a lot of my people, like when they get to the exercise more and eat more, I want them really focus in on like quality workout, so that the last few reps of the exercise they're doing feels challenging with great form. so that as we go through these cycles, you're starting to see, maybe that hourglass is starting to uncover. Maybe you're starting to see a little bit of a shoulder cap. Maybe you're starting to see a little tighter tush, so that you're able to see the results of your effort versus looking down at the scale and then being like, it's not adding up, or you're losing a pound here and a pound there. Take that away. Judge it by measurements. Judge it by how your clothes feel. Judge it by how your hunger is. Judge it by your energy. Judge it by your sleep. And those are the markers that are going to really give you the biggest bang for your buck. So that's all I got for you today. So it's really, how do you go about busting that plateau? And it's really turning what you think upside down, inside out, and left and right. And definitely, if you have any questions or comments about this, I'd love to talk it through with you to see how this could possibly benefit you. You know how to reach me on my Facebook is Kim Jefferson. On my Instagram, it's Kim Jefferson Coach. You could also shoot me an email at squadleader@fabfitsquad.com. And I will be back the beginning of February. I can't believe I'm saying February already. And that's all I have for you. So have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you guys in 2 weeks.